We're a few days late, but the new trailer for Marvel's Echo series is out, and I'm here to break it all down. Welcome back to Fantasy Theory. We're going to go scene by scene and break down this trailer for Echo. This trailer actually has me pretty excited for the show, as I know there was a lot of people who weren't really into it, so perhaps this may get the ball rolling for some people and get the hype started. If you didn't know, this series releases all episodes at once on January 10th, 2024. A first for Marvel on Disney Plus, I believe. Echo is a deaf character who first came in the Hawkeye series. As we saw, she was the bad guy for a little bit until she eventually shoots Wilson Fisk in the face. We know her backstory from the show, and basically she's a mercenary for the Tracksuit Mafia. Her father, William Lopez, who was high up in the Mafia, was killed by Hawkeye, or his other persona, Ronin, which took place during the blip. She considered Wilson Fisk, or KingPin, to be her uncle, and they had a very close relationship. That is up until the season finale, where she shoots him in the eye, but we'll get to that. The trailer shows us the show is the first MCU show or movie to be rated M, and that we have to set our profile to TVMA to stream. So we start the trailer with a little Maya, which I believe is back in 2007 when we first saw young Maya in the Hawkeye show. The whole trailer will be narrated by Wilson Fisk, where it seems like this whole monologue is taken from a scene we'll see in the Echo show. She goes up to an ice cream man who's just the worst and mocks her, saying, "I don't know what you're saying," and tells her to get lost. Fisk, being very protective of her, is watching this from his car all go down. He'll walk after the ice cream man and brutally beat him up. The first signs in the trailer, we see it to be rated TVMA because of his bloody hand and the bloody punches. The punches and scream of pain echoed in the trailer, title card in white, perhaps a play on his all-white suit that he always wears. Again, we see his bloody hand shaking after landing the final blow. The ring he's wearing, we actually have seen him wear in the finale of Hawkeye. So I wonder what's the significance of this specific ring. Maya looks unfazed at him doing this. Wilson tells her to not be afraid, and we get this transition from a young innocent girl in the light to an older Maya in the dark, specifically in the color red, a killer now. The next scene, they are in a skating rink, and she seems to have thrown herself at an enemy through the wall that says, "Make America Skate Again." She visits a grave that is either her father, who we mentioned before, that was killed by Ronin, so this could be a flashback because this is right at the graveside of the day of the burial, because we see it's an open burial, or maybe this could be her ex-friend from right after Hawkeye, Kazi, the one she killed in the finale of Hawkeye. Either way, it's someone who impacted her life in some way. She also, might I add, is holding a tracksuit in her hand. We see a brutal car crash as well as a shot of her leg getting off the motorcycle as we see her prosthetic leg. Right as Fisk narrates the words, "You have so much pain in you." We get an antagonist of the show. It seems he's walking out of a warehouse. Perhaps the scene happens right after the next scene because we see a ton of bodies and fires outside of that warehouse. I want to note he's in all black here. Fisk says she has so much rage that she cannot contain it, and we get it echoed again in the trailer, as well as a shot of his hand again, not bloody, but with the ring on it. I also want to note he's wearing a black suit in this shot. We see the words "no bad deed" and "goes unpunished" come up on the screen, maybe signifying one of her wrongdoings as a mercenary will come back to bite her. Now the next scene, we see the character from before who was walking out of the warehouse have his gun pointed at two people. I believe one of them to be Maya. I also want to note everyone here is wearing black, a theme for this mafia, all but one person wearing white. We meet Bonnie for a split second, and then we get the interesting scene of a woman giving birth in the woods as it rains. Maybe this is Maya's mom, and maybe something happens as to why she's deaf or has a prosthetic leg. I'm not sure. We get to see that this show is so brutal and how brutal it can be. We see someone get shot in the neck, and they do not cut away here. We see everything. Like I said, another indicator that shows the show was rated M. Now I wonder why Disney is allowing this for the show. I mean, I know Deadpool 3 will be rated M, and I believe Daredevil will be as well to keep up with the Netflix version of the show, but I wonder if they added anything after this to make it more appealing to people, or if this was always the plan. Like, why didn't they just come out earlier and say this is rated M? Why wait till now? I'm just wondering, you know? Now we get a shot of Fisk leaving a dead body on a runway, but if you look closer, you see Maya boarding the plane with him. We can tell by her prosthetic leg. And I wonder if that's a flashback or they make up, because at the end of the trailer, we see that she has a gun pointed at Fisk. So I don't really know what's going on. We see a stickball, a big brute guy, a dog barking, people dancing, the wall cracking, Maya fighting someone on a pinball machine. Get it? Pinball machine, you know, as in KingPin. Am I reaching there? We see a wounded bird, which kind of represents Maya. Maybe she takes care of wounded animals and has a soft spot for animals and people who are wounded. There's even a monster truck driving over a van, squishing the people in the van. I mean, this show looks brutal. There's a shot of a blown up warehouse. Could be right after the scene before of those bodies and fires around the warehouse. I believe they're connected. I feel that this trailer is only showing us things from the first few episodes. So these could be connected from the same episode. There's a shot of her doing sign language of an alligator, like how you would do shadow puppets as a kid. And then we get the goat, Charlie Cox, as Matt Murdock's Daredevil in an extremely quick shot. Almost looks like he's fighting Echo here. Would line up that Echo is still technically a bad guy, but I want to know he's wearing the all-red suit and not the yellow and red suit that we saw in She-Hulk. Kind of like the all-red suit from Daredevil, the show, the Netflix show. Maya's doing crazy stunts, leaping from train to a truck, following it, and then we get a cool action sequence. Looks like we see a guy getting shot in the arm, but shrugs it off. Maybe it's a power of the guy or just a bulletproof armor. She kicks a chair to a guy, and then the scene of her punching a guy parallels to Fisk beating the ice cream man earlier in the trailer, as he says, "You and I are the same." Not gonna lie, I got some chills when he said that, which I was not expecting from the Echo show, but I'm here for it. And I'm gonna spitball some scenes because we got these very quick. We see a woman in white, perhaps her mother, ivy dripping, a gun pointed at Echo's head, Wheats, Echo hugging either her father when he died or Kazi when he dies, tree leaves, disco balls of the roller rink kind of looking like the planet Saturn, Echo on a motorcycle, and finally her looking like she's breaking some guy's back. Whew. That was a lot in a little amount of time. The next shot is a young Maya holding Wilson Fisk's hands, passing the ice cream stand with no ice cream man, probably right after the beatdown Fisk gave him. And then we get the final shot of Wilson Fisk saying, "Who's the monster?" Which again, he's wearing all black here instead of the usual white, and he has an eye patch on. So this might be when he's recovering from Maya shooting him in the face in the Hawkeye finale, but you guys gotta let me know. Anyway, that's been my breakdown of the first Echo trailer. Like I said, I'm pretty excited for it. You let me know if you're excited for it, what you hope to see. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Have an incredible day.